Next up at UFC 295, we have that fight. It happens once a year. The UFC takes somebody from the audience. It's like, come on down, and the price is right. And they got Steve Erceg. They said, this guy, you're going to fight. So Steve Erceg was delivering pizzas earlier in the week. He is now in the UFC, and he's going to be fighting Alessandro Costa. Steve Erceg is 10-1 overall, 5-0 in his last 5, riding a 9-fight win streak. Taking on Alessandro Costa, 13-2 overall, 4-1 in his last 5. He's coming off that stoppage win over Jimmy Flick. It is funny because the dude on the left is a big favorite that people are very, very confident in. Does not look the part. The dude on the right, however, absolutely looks the part. And if you just bet based off of looks.
I get the same thing. Anytime I'm walking around anywhere, everyone's like, oh my God, you got to be a fighter. You got to be a fighter.
Calvin Klein model.
And Jakey I just started speaking Portuguese, and they're like, oh my God, he is a fighter.
There it is. I knew it. I knew it.
I say, pode repetir, por favor? Yeah. And they're like, oh my God. Oh.
And they're like, why are you in this neighborhood? Like, does you have a poor friend or something? And then you just keep walking. Steve Erceg, pretty slick grappler. He attacks very quickly. He snatches things up in scrambles. His striking's not great, but he does have good calf kicks, and he showcased those in his last fight. Really wide stance, not the best head movement, but he does have a nice jab, and he'll pump that out while moving forward. Striking's not phenomenal, but he does throw with volume, and he's constantly moving forward. His grappling is impressive. He moves very fluidly, and he likes to seize opportunities. He's coming off that short notice UFC win over David Dvorak, where he had 3 takedowns and threw 142 strikes. He's taking on Alessandro Costa. This guy is a very solid striker with pretty good takedown defense. Striking style is that high, tight guard. He is patient. He'll wait. He'll find the shots, and then he will throw heavy. Every single thing he throws is 100% effort, 100% looking to take your head off, looking to rip that body, looking to do damage. Not really a lot of setup jabs. He's going to leap in. He's going to throw the left to the body. He's going to come right to the head. He's got real power, but he can be low volume. He's coming off that second round knockout over Jimmy Flick. I'm going Costa here. I don't know why. I didn't like Erceg in the last matchup. I don't like him in this matchup. People are obsessed with him. Talking about he's unbelievably talented, and I get it. My biggest issue with him, he's very hittable. Like, he gets hit a lot. And Alessandro Costa hits hard, good power, pretty fast, and I don't think that's the type of guy you want to get hit by. So 13-2 versus 10-1 to have these kind of odds, a hittable guy in his second UFC fight. You know, I'm leaning Costa right now, but what I may end up doing, Jakey boy, I told you the public is obsessed with Erceg, and the public is obsessed with, who's that dude we broke down earlier? Josh Van. I may just parlay them, throw a unit on it, call it the public's parlay, and just see what the hell happens. But I am on the Costa side. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Alessandro Costa, I don't think that he definitely is going to have a chance in this matchup for all the reasons you listed. So I don't completely disagree with that type of pick because Erceg does get hit. Costa might have some of the best power in the division, except for maybe Amir Albazi, who went toe to toe with him and really kind of showed that Costa might not really have the durability that we would like to see, especially against a guy like Steve Erceg. I believe that this fight, especially short notice for Costa, he is another Lobo gym person. It's going to be loopy, him and Diego. They are there together. He's going to be tough. I agree. He is going to be powerful. I think he's going to eventually start fading, but it's going to be a durability fight. And Steve Erceg has shown that guy gets hit, but he can take a shot. I mean, he doesn't react at all to anything you throw at him. I think on the ground, these guys are pretty evenly matched. Steve Erceg, honestly, is just a grappler who just tries to knock everyone out, and he has some decent success doing it. I think they're pretty even on the ground. I think the cardio and durability edge is going to go to Steve Erceg, but it comes down to my mind, they're both going to land on each other. I haven't seen Steve. It's got to be I almost said a titty twister. It's got to be a titty twister. I haven't seen Steve Erceg react negatively to getting hit. I've seen Costa not only get finished in that third round, which is kind of a bad knockout, I think in the second round he also got dropped as well. I think Steve, with kind of that length, his reach, the way he's able to kind of unorthodox strike, it's not like super orthodox. I think he's going to find the shot and find the chin on Costa eventually to either hurt him and put him out or do enough to win the fight. So I understand Erceg is kind of a weird dude, but I mean, that dude throws with power. He is tough as shit. And if it goes to the ground, he's more than capable to be able to survive, maybe even sweep position. So I understand why people are so high on Erceg. And what was the opening odds? Back.
200.
So eventually, or at one point, they moved all the way, because I think he was at minus 145 or something like that at one point. I think that would have been really good value. Minus 200, I think it's still playable, but, if this wasn't short notice, I mean, short notice is kind of tough. Not so much at 125, but still kind of tough.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, I don't know. He's just a little too hittable for me, but obviously he is good, clearly. So I'm just being a hater for... I have actually no reason why. I do worry about Costa's cardio. If Costa had cardio and I knew that dude could push, and he has been to decisions. It's not like he's never seen a decision. But if I knew that dude could push, no problem, keep coming forward, take his beating, keep moving, I'd be all in on him. But I do worry that he will slow down, he'll get hit, and then sort of turn away and do all that stuff.
I mean, that's what you see a lot with these guys that are powerful guys, right? These in the pocket. I mean, he's nice, tight shots. When you throw everything with power, it's just really hard to do. It's easier with these lighter guys, but it's still hard to do over 15 minutes. And Steve's going to be in his face, man. I mean, in his face.
Well, and he's very, very hittable, but he seems to have a chin. So it's not as if... it's mattering too much for him. But the only way that $8,600 makes sense is if you think...
Somebody said maybe Erceg can fix your computer.
That's exactly...
let's take a look here. Oh, my heavens.
The only way that $8,600 is worth it is if, Erceg does wear down, beat up, and then finish a Costa, especially with some takedowns and stuff. But people are pointing out that Costa is training with Diego Lopes, who will break down a little bit.
I literally already said that he's at Lobo Gym.
People in the comment section are talking about that. And as we know, the comment section people are incredibly sharp. So if you want to check out the picks, the bets, and everything else, WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member. It is only $10 a month. And Phil Lover says, why do you keep saying doll hairs? That's from Dumb and Dumber, buddy. Oh, you said doll hairs? And he tries to pay with actual doll's hairs. And, I mean,
I don't think
we have
Is it?
It is from Dumb and Dumber. And we do have a joke critic here, so make sure your jokes are good, dude. This dude might tell you it's whack. Nerd.